Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Plus Added Time here on Project Dits. As always, my name is Nathan. With me is one Irishman, as always, Dara Gibbons. How you doing, Gar?
Hello,
Dara,
I'm good. I'm very good, Nathan. Thank you.
and the other person who just realised that we are recording is Rian.
How are you,
not
sir?
Ryan.
Rian, not Ryan. Yeah. Shout out to Justin on the Worst Wrestling Podcast who called me Ryan for 2 episodes before we had to correct him. But
you just sit there and not say anything.
he is American. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. Like if they're like from a different country, like I'll be all right with Ryan. But if you're Irish, then you should know. You shouldn't know how to pronounce the name, or English, really. But you know. But hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Very passive aggressive.
Up until 30 seconds before you joined the call, I did not know that was your name.
Yeah, I had to make sure.
Dara's conscience took over, and he pre-warned me.
Did he?
Yeah, but...
That's my good.
But hello, everybody. It's good. It's great to be on this prestigious podcast, and it's nice to see the man that I threw into the spotlight as the co-host doing so well and doing a great podcast. So it's great to be on here. Well done, there. Being Dara.
Thank you, Rian. Actually, I appreciate that.
So Dara, are you Steve Carell to Rian's Ricky Gervais?
I'm not having that for a minute. Nah.
No.
For a second.
Let's make it clear. Dara is infinitely more funny than me, and no, I will be happy to say that.
Brilliant.
I just listened to his audition tape. Told him you can't do a comedy sketch. You can't call you can't call Man a legless donkey. And if you
that was
podcast,
that was Keita. No, yeah. Did I even tell you about that, Nathan? I don't think I did.
You called Navigator a legless donkey?
No. It was. I think I said he was more faceless than Daft Punk. It was something like that.
he literally it was the week after. So obviously everyone knows. Shout out to Scott. Scott kind of stepped away from Plus Out of Time, and Nathan was doing the podcast. Nathan was doing the podcast.
Scott McTominay to step away to go play for United.
What a shambles this podcast has already become. What are we doing?
Speaking of shambles, Fred just kicked a guy. Real Sociedad v Man United is happening live as we are recording.
Nathan
and
is
Fred just
reporting live
kicked a guy.
from San Sebastian.
Oh, it looks like he's not even going to be... I don't think this match is taking place in Spain. I think it's in Italy.
Oh, never mind. I apologise.
I can't remember where this one got moved to because obviously they all got moved. Oh, wow, the Real Sociedad manager looks like he runs your local supermarket.
But no, yeah. Dara sent in an audition tape, and I just told him, I know you want to be a comedian, but like if you want to be on a podcast, you can't be saying some of the stuff the way you said it. And then he gave me a true audition tape, and now we're here.
Rian, how do you feel about? Rian, how do you feel about round the sides of this stadium? They're advertising Beck's, the beer, but specifically the alcohol-free one.
I mean, no one's there to see it, so that's good. It's good. Can't be promoting alcohol-free beer. I mean, I've tried alcohol-free Heineken. Don't ask me why. I don't know why I did, but it doesn't taste too dissimilar. But if you're going to be drinking alcohol-free, then you might as well have a Coke.
Fair. Dara, your thoughts?
I've never had the Heineken Zero or whatever it's called now. Never had anything like that. I know what the point of it is, but as a drinker myself, I don't know why someone who drinks would ever drink that.
Have you heard about Clear Guinness, Nathan? In the last few years, Ireland have started calling water Clear Guinness.
I've seen the adverts, like the parody adverts that they've done. They've been very, very funny. Just as Isaac, the Sociedad striker, is running through, but Maguire with a good recovery and Henderson clears.
I will admit, for a split second, I thought they actually had made a Clear Guinness.
I did as well for a while because I just saw the adverts and I was like, "That's weird." And then I realised it was just a bit of a joke.
Yeah, I mean, self-driving cars, they couldn't make a Clear Guinness if they wanted. Science, but.
But. Let's get on to some football talk. That's why we're here. You're both Liverpool fans, and it's been kind of, I guess, a good week for Liverpool. Dara, wouldn't you say?
It's been a good 48 hours.
Yeah,
going for a week is a bit of a stretch.
Oh, well, how did you feel the Champions League match went? Everyone thought it was going to be a disaster, but
see, I was confident. I think I mean, I hope I said it on the last show, but I'm pretty confident always going into matches, but it's just the moments of madness from whoever that just cost us the game. Like that Leipzig game for me was a carbon copy of the Leicester game, except we got a second goal and we just saw the game out without doing anything stupid.
Yeah, it was just nice to be on the other end of some defensive errors. It was really nice. There wasn't really too much to. I think we just control. I don't think Leipzig offered anything going forward. They kind of tried to switch to. They switched to a target man far too late. I think they should have.
Yeah, they started without a striker, didn't they?
Yeah, they should have brought on that target man way earlier. Obviously, 2 goals, and then Galaxy nearly breaking his neck was a bit of a moment that I don't know. That was like a lot scarier than people are. I think people brushed over it too. Like he whacked into the back of that net very hard. I was very worried for a minute when he started like falling around.
But if it had went in, what a goal it would have been.
Could you imagine if the goal went in and Galaxy was getting like carried off on a stretcher and they're still like celebrating a halfway line goal? Like it would have been horrible.
Yeah, one thing that was nice is I liked how Henderson went over at the end of the game to chat to him. So obviously they have a bit of a link, I guess. I guess they were teammates at some point. No, Galaxy played under 4 Liverpool managers. Never had a senior appearance.
I remember he was the backup goalkeeper when Brad Jones had that spelling goal, where Brad Jones's positioning was so bad he kept running past the ball. When I remember there was a shot in it. I don't know if you remember the start, but there was a Tottenham game where Gareth Bale took a shot.
Yeah.
And he went to go and save it and ran past the ball, so I had to put his hands backwards.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I remember that perfectly. Actually, I think Pepe Reina got dropped for some reason.
It was the worst save I have ever seen. That's how I remember it so vividly. He was dreadful, and Galaxy was the sub keeper, I think.
Yeah,
it's nice to know we've now got 2 people who can remember very niche Liverpool players just off the bat. Just as Rashford just put Bruno through. And it's round the goalkeeper. It's 1-0 to United.
Boo.
Yeah.
There we go. Forgot to turn off notifications on my phone, so I knew this happened about a minute ago.
You played it all very cool, Nathan, if I may say so myself.
Oh, I'm a professional. I'm a professional, you know.
That is a
professional what?
Professional ball watcher.
Wow.
This is a good time for if you want to practice those Manscaped ads, Rian.
Yeah, well,
got your segue.
Well, yeah.
Oh my God! This is hilarious. The goalkeeper. It's a ball from Rashford. He chipped over the top of the defense, and the goalkeeper has jumped at the same time as the Sociedad defender, and they've just taken each other out. He's proper Beckered it.
Oh,
as they're going to be calling it.
Love the Europa League. It's been a while. It's been a
last time.
It's been a while since we've been in the Europa League. I remember there was a consistent few years where we were just playing absolute tripe, and even in the knockout rounds, we'd get like these weird matchups. And
shouldn't be. I don't mean this as a shot. I mean, surely the last game you guys played in the Europa League was the final that you lost.
Yep. Do you know what though? I think if we had won that game, I don't know what we would have done because we would have been in the Champions League with a very limited squad.
Oh man, yeah, that was a rough time to be a Liverpool fan. I mean, we had that one night in Anfield with Dortmund.
I thought it was a kind of a fun season because there was little to lose really, and there was a lot to gain. And he got to 2 finals, which Brendan Rodgers didn't get to 1.
Were you not in?
Years?
When you reached the final of the Europa League, were you not? Oh, that was Klopp's first season, wasn't it?
Yeah, he came in the October.
Not full season. Oh, okay. So you weren't in the top 4.
No, he came 8th.
Oh, okay. That's not the last game you played in Europa, is it?
Yeah, it is because we didn't qualify for Europe the following season. So then we came 8th. Yeah.
That feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, but the thing is with that season, it was kind of like I tell this to Dara all the time about Shaqiri, a guilty pleasure footballer, but we had some serious guilty pleasure footballers in that team, like Lallana, Coutinho, Firmino, and Sturridge for when he was fit were like a very decent attack in retrospect. I just don't think we had any defense whatsoever, and our midfield was as flimsy as anything.
But the midfield was Henderson, Lucas, and Joe Allen. It's not very inspiring.
No, but Lallana and Coutinho gave us some serious moments in that season. I think Lallana's winner against Norwich, we had Coutinho just doing Coutinho things, and Lallana, that was Lallana in his probably at the end of his prime. We got just the tail end of his prime. 2016
was definitely peak Adam Lallana. I think he was like England Player of the Year 2016, And I remember the 16-17 season, I honestly think if he was like faster and Spanish, he would have been starting for Barcelona. He was amazing.
I just think he was a very underrated footballer, and a lot of footballers got hampered by injuries, but he was plagued.
Yeah, when he scored against United at Old Trafford, it was his first goal since May 2017.
Yeah,
that just shows.
It's this last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We had Marcus Rojo in the defense when that happened.
But yeah, we finally put the ball in the back of the net against Leipzig. To get back to that game, we finally put the ball. We finally could finish. We finally.
Oh, you mean you don't want to talk about 2016?
No.
The entire podcast.
I loved it.
Well, somewhere in between now and 2016, like 2018, 19, we'll do that. But
2019 is the best year as a Liverpool fan ever. Just end of discussion. Lost one game the entire calendar year. Won the Champions League. Won something like 30 out of 31 games, something stupid like that.
Nice, but back to Leipzig. Obviously, Leipzig made it was a questionable decision, and it kind of brought me back. When we talk about the manager, I can't remember. Do you pronounce his name? Nagelsmann or whatever?
Nagelsmann, I think.
Oh, okay, and it kind of brought me back to the decisions he made in the first match against United in the group stage, where we ended up going on to win 5-0, where there was just so many weird choices in the squad, but starting without a striker against the Liverpool side, who are seriously lacking defenders.
Yeah, and
such a weird decision.
Yeah, and when you say starting without a striker, it's not as if they put 10 men behind the ball. Like, they came out to play football, so I don't really know. I don't know what they were going for, but I think the way they were set up just played into our hands perfectly. It's exactly what the Liverpool team would want at the minute. They don't want to be coming up against low block teams who they have to break down over 90 minutes. They want teams to come out, attack, and they press them very high. And in the end, it led to the 2 goals. Both were mistakes from the centre-backs.
Yeah, well, there was one. The first one was Sabitzer, which was a strange one. Sabitzer was when I played.
Never mind.
I think it was Sabitzer. I think it was Sabitzer. But the positives from that game were, with the no fans, I really am enjoying listening to Jordan Henderson. The TV stations aren't, because they have to apologize every 5 seconds for something he says. They're like, sorry about what Jordan Henderson just said there. It's like, but then and Curtis Jones was fantastic in that game. I think we got to give props to Curtis Jones. I think from where he's come last year to now, he played very well, and because there wasn't a lot of good performances. I don't think Mane played very well up until the goal. I think Mane was quite poor, actually, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought it was a very, solid, like, that's what I'd say, just a solid performance. But I thought Curtis Jones definitely, again, just looked best player on the pitch for me.
Do you think Kabak kind of recovered a little bit from his slightly disastrous start of the weekend?
Well, he was. I'll let Darius, but he was playing again. He was playing back at his level, like really, like he was playing back at against a German team.
Second in the Bundesliga. I don't think that's his level.
No, but no. I get what you mean there, but like, he was playing against a German team again with whereas like, well, I'd love to see a few more games in the Premier League, because he did look a lot better, but maybe that's because he was playing against, albeit he played in a terrible Schalke team at the moment.
Yeah, but like, he would know most of those Leipzig players. He's played them at least once this season. Do you know?
Mm.
Going into the game at the weekend, are you kind of more fearful for the Kabak that we saw against Leicester?
I'm not personally.
I don't know. I don't know enough about him. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of the Bundesliga, so I'm not. I like the first thing I've seen of him, or the first big thing, was a mistake.
YouTube highlights.
Yeah, I love YouTube highlights. YouTube highlights. Look up Divock Origi YouTube highlights, and then come back and tell me that there are
some heavy dance music in the background.
And the build up to the beat drop, and you just know as soon
and it's just him just skying it. Like, there's so few good highlights, they have to put in a few bad ones.
Yeah, there is someone who was in the news this week, and that kind of there's a guy who me and myself and Darren I'll call him, who's in our college course, and he made a TikTok of Dave McGoldrick when he retired to the tune of Bad Day, to the tune of, what was it, Hall of Fame, but it's all of Dave McGoldrick's low lights. So it's like Hall of Fame, but it's David McGoldrick hitting the post, sky in it, and as Hall of Fame hits, he hits the ground about a yard behind the ball against Finland, and the ball goes about a yard, and it's brilliant. It's beautiful, and that's why YouTube highlights are just not what you think they're.
Shout out to David McGoldrick, yeah. But yeah, it was first win with the clean sheet since the 19th of December, which seems so long ago. Nearly 2 months.
Have you got this? Oh, it's the Merseyside Derby this weekend.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were bringing us onto. Apparently not.
I've only just remembered. I was about to ask you if you got this weekend, and I remembered that it is the Merseyside Derby.
At Anfield. Woo.
At Anfield. Everton coming off of a very much expected loss to Manchester City, who look unstoppable, but also pretty shoddy form after being pretty easily dismantled by Fulham, who, they're not shit anymore.
No, that was one of the catchphrases at the start of the show, wasn't it? But they just got better and better and just kind of faded away. I think that
I feel like
with
Scott Parker listened and he used it as inspiration. He played it to the boys.
I think the crescendo was the Ademola Lookman penalty, wasn't it? That feels like ever since that moment, they've been on somewhat of a rise. It was that, and I remember they drew with Tottenham, and then they drew with us the week after, and then they were sort of, they were back, in the words of Rio Ferdinand.
Man, they played us off. They didn't draw against us. They played us off the park. Like, genuinely, I've never.
I mean, they did draw. It ended in a draw.
Well, no. As in, like, it wasn't like a draw, whereas in, like, they got lucky with a goal from a corner. We were the ones who got very lucky in that match. Fulham for the first half should have been. If it wasn't for Alisson, we would have been about 4-0 down in that match.
Yeah. Do you know that game was the last time I was at a pub? Little fun fact for you.
God, I mean,
it's been a long time.
Bring in the depression.
Oh.
It's making us all sad now. But, Dara, let's start with you. What's your favourite, really kind of vague question, what's your favourite Merseyside Derby memory?
I'll let Dara go first.
I think it has to be the Divock Origi one, because, and not just because of the moment itself, but because Everton were so good in that game. They were amazing. I remember there's like a ball to the back post and Andre Gomez hits it straight at Alisson, and then it like comes back off Gomez's face, and then Joe Gomez clears it off the line, and they were just so much better than us. And then for them to go and lose it in what is probably one of the funniest goals in the history of the sport, it was hilarious. I was watching with an Evertonian, and just his face, he knew it was coming. He just knew it was coming, but then when it happened, he just looked so disappointed.
I have never seen a ball bounce off a crossbar twice. I come back into play.
I can still remember when Van Dijk hits it in the air. Everyone's just like, everyone in the pub is just gone, oh, and it's like game over. It was the last kick of the game, and I don't know. I still don't know what Pickford was trying to do. I don't know why he wouldn't just let it go out for a corner.
He was trying to show that he had big arms. He was like, I gotta get up to this one.
I don't think anyone ever knows what Pickford is doing.
No.
I saw him. I think
Nick Pope for England #1.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hashtag.
Oh, Greenwood's just shinned the ball over his own crossbar. Well done, Mason. But Rian, what's kind of your favourite Merseyside Derby memory?
I wouldn't say favourite, but I have been at a Merseyside Derby. So 2009 Christmas, I was given tickets, and me and my dad. So I was 8 years old, and you can imagine that Darren knows from like, unless you have connections, it is an extortionate amount of money to go and watch Liverpool. Like an unbelievable amount of money. We went, and I remember this vividly because of the match. I went and we basically, I think it was like the 60th minute. It was in the height of like Gerrard and Torres. It was January 2009, so we were chasing Hughes for the title. We were doing quite well. Gerrard scores a 20-yard screamer, just a 20-yard into the bottom corner, like brilliant goal. And I'm on like cloud 9. 97th minute, that man pops up, and he's everybody's favorite player. Like if anyone asks you like who's your like kind of favorite player from their club, people usually said this guy. Tim Cahill scored a flick header at the Kop end. Sorry, it wasn't at the Kop end, it was at the other end. He scored a flick header, which was basically, it was like the ball was going into Reina's hands, and Tim Cahill got in front of him as the man who was in front of the keeper and flicked it over his head into the goal. I feel sorry for that taxi driver. I cried my entire way back to the hotel.
And he's still crying, God bless him.
Oh man, my only ever Liverpool match, Tim Cahill, 97 minute equaliser.
My first ever memory is a Merseyside Derby. It's the March 2006. It's the game where Gerrard and James Beattie were wearing 08 instead of just 8, because Liverpool was the capital city of culture, whatever you call it.
Oh,
Gerrard gets sent off in like the 15th minute, and we still win the game 3-1.
I remember the same season. I think it was the 3-0 with Lee Carsley scoring an absolute belter, and then Reina deciding to throw the ball at Andy Johnson.
The AJ. Do you know they made a DVD of that? Because of course they did.
But in terms of good memories, because that was just a memory that's etched in my mind forever.
That was your favourite Merseyside Derby?
No, when you say Merseyside Derby, I had to bring it up. It was my only ever Liverpool match. But in terms of favourites, Mane's goal, obviously that was another last minute goal. That was quite lucky. Sturridge literally trickles the ball like a definition of a daisy cutter onto the post, and somehow it makes its way back to Mane.
It was so satisfying the way it went in, wasn't it? It was just so slow, and then he just hit it's class.
I don't think we've had a good record, but the last good game I can remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but the last good game I can remember is when Mane scored a really good goal where he kind of reversed it back across Pickford, and then Divock Origi scored an absolute belter in that game where he was just 1-on-1 and everyone was like, what's going on? And he just smashed it into the top corner. And Coutinho just had the Everton defence on strings in that match as well. So I think that was 2016-17. So there's some good memories, but not recently.
Yes.
I don't know. I think my favourite recent Merseyside derby is, because I went to the pub to watch it with an Everton fan as well, is when you played your under-7s.
Yes, that was a good game, actually. James Milner started, and he came off after like 5 minutes for Yasser Larouci, and again, we still won the game.
It was amazing. It was so hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
I can't believe I completely looked over Van Dijk scoring a winner in his debut as well, and then who was the player who started on Firmino? Holgate deciding to try and kill Firmino in the hoarding boards.
Yeah. God, I think that was one of the last football games I missed. I was working for it, and then I changed my job to suit football schedule.
To suit Liverpool games.
I'm not even joking.
I think from Van Dijk scoring that goal till Bale scored to go 2-1 in the Champions League was a very satisfying time to be a Liverpool fan. You had Oxlade-Chamberlain at the height of his great cross for Van Dijk, and then you had Oxlade-Chamberlain playing the best football of his career, and that was a great year, and that was started off by obviously Van Dijk scoring it. If you want your big new signing to prove everyone wrong, a header at the cop end against your biggest rivals was exactly the way to do it. And I didn't think it was Van Dijk because I don't know what the BBC. It was on BBC. I didn't know it was Van Dijk because I just couldn't. BBC wasn't in high HD. I don't know what was going on my TV, but I was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Oh shit, it's Van Dijk. That's great."
Big news from Sociedad games, guys. McSauce is down. It looks like he's going to have to come off.
Oh, heaven forbid.
Oh, heaven forbid, Tommy McSauce.
Dara, you're not a very social person, you'd say. Would you agree?
Where has this come from? Whoa.
Well, you said beforehand you had some social situations that you hate.
Yeah, I do, but the way you've just phrased that...
Well, I just made the assumption because you brought a list of social situations you hate, like Moss from the It Crowd. you might not be the most social person.
For someone with no context as what was about to happen there. Yeah, well, lads, actually, Rian, during the week on our DCUFM show, Talking Point Tuesday, live on DCUFM on Twitch.
Good plug.
You got us to talk about our most embarrassing sports stories. And then that just kind of got me thinking of just not embarrassing situations, but just situations I hate being in public.
Don't remind me of that, by the way. That was a terrible 20 minutes.
Rian's was the most embarrassing video. I don't know how he's ever going to live it down. Didn't even
work.
play live. No.
It didn't work, but we can play it again next week.
Oh, I can't wait. So, lads, the first one I've gone for, right? I don't know if I'm the only person who does this, but when you're in the supermarket and you're looking for, there's only one thing you want, and you go down to get it, and someone is standing in front of it, taking forever, just looking at everything in that small section.
I agree.
So do you do what a normal person would do and just say, "Excuse me there, mate, do you mind if I just get in behind you?" Or do you do that thing where you're pretending to look at something when you know you're not? you're just standing there, just like, oh yeah, this is pretty good cheese. I'm lactose intolerant, but you know. And then eventually your man moves, and you go get the milk.
Yeah, I completely agree with that one because I am like the worst case scenario. I think in worst case scenario because I'm like I want to say excuse me, but what if he doesn't speak English? Or like and like it just gets really really awkward. Like I was in the especially with COVID as well. It's very hard to communicate in supermarkets with COVID.
Well. Yeah.
I've been to the supermarket every Thursday usually to get beers for like a Zoom call, and it's the most awkward thing in the world because I just like you're like frantically looking for something, and you just look so stupid because I work in a supermarket. Actually, one of the worst things is usually you smile at someone. I work in a supermarket, and the worst thing for me is usually you smile to acknowledge a customer if you know them. And I've countless times I've smiled at someone but realized my mask is on, so it just looks like I'm a maniac staring at them, and it's terrible. It's the worst thing in the world. As someone who works in a supermarket, I completely agree with that. I don't know.
Another one, because I've worked in retail in the past as well, is when you're on the job of kind of putting things out, and you've got all your boxes of things that you need to put out. You walk out on the shop floor, and there's just people standing exactly where you need to be, but you've got all these boxes of things that you were about to unpack.
And you in particular can't just go, excuse me there, mate, because that's the customer and you're working there.
Yeah.
It'd be very weird.
Nathan, did you ever get that thing where someone looks at you as if they're about to ask you a question? Like, as in, like, a customer. That's the worst thing for me. Someone looks at you, because you're always, like, thinking, need to help people. Like, if someone needs help, then I'm going to give it. But, like, when they make eye contact and you're like, oh, are we on the same wavelength here? You need to find something. And then and then they're just like, just no.
Like someone or a customer will look at you for a while.
Yeah.
Like for a little bit too long. And then you're like, oh, do you need something? Can I help at all? And they're like, no, I'm just looking. It's like, yeah, but you're looking at me. I'm not for sale. Fuck off. Like...
You weren't on a street corner, Nathan, were you?
Yeah. I didn't say what retail job I worked.
When you said you were selling stuff,
I'm not going to shoot on my job on here. I will.
Let's not turn it into that.
No.
Oh man, Jermaine Genius is doing. Was that Uber Eats? He's doing like delivery adverts. It's half time, by the way. Sociedad
Peter Crouch does them, I think, doesn't he?
Peter Crouch is doing everything.
Yeah.
Peter Crouch is the new Kevin Kilbane, or the English Kevin. Kevin Kilbane is on quite literally everything.
Do you know what annoys me somewhat? That Kevin Kilbane is like one of the top appearance makers for our country, and I don't know why that annoys me so much.
I like him as a pundit.
Who would you like it to be, Dara?
No, it's Robbie Keane. But just the fact that he's in like the top 5 for some reason, I'm not happy with, because I always just associate him with playing for Everton.
I think Aidan McGeady is a bit more criminal to be up there than Kevin Kilbane.
Robert Scott.
Still at Sunderland.
Yeah, he's got like. I think so. He should have like 20 crossing. Like he genuinely couldn't cross the ball for his life. He scored 2 goals against George at one time, and that's about it as he's done.
That's as good as his career ever got.
But yeah, what's the next one, Dara? Because I'm sure we're.
Oh yeah. Back to your social security. We somehow got from.
We apologise
for Aidan McGeady.
Apologise for this.
This is great. I love it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. So the next one I've gone with is being asked for directions, because I have this strange fear that if I give them, even though I know my directions are correct, I always worry about leading someone the wrong way, and I have a weird sort of like feeling that they're just going to hate me. I don't know why. They're going to hate me. They're going to come back, find me, track me down, and I don't know, give out to me, I guess. But it's always the wife or girlfriend who asks, and they're hanging out the car window like Harry Redknapp on a deadline day. Because the fella is just too ashamed to ask, and he's always looking the other way. And when you're given
the fella thinks he knows where he's going. That's why.
Exactly. Yeah. The fella is never stopping to ask when it would just sort out everything so much quicker.
But in the age of Google Maps, does asking people for directions not like go out the window?
That's exactly what I think. Like, I don't know how you're not able to find the hotel on using Google Maps.
I'm terrible. Like, to be honest, even when I'm looking for a bar, or like if there's a bar that I haven't been to, I will get out Google Maps. I think when I met you, when the one time I met
Oh yeah.
Dara, I use Google Maps to get to the pub. So like I am a tourist who lives in my own country, but I really don't understand how. I don't know what it's like in England because it's a lot bigger country. But Nathan, in the age of Google Maps, I don't know how asking for directions is still a thing.
It's not really a thing. I can't say it's happened very often.
Does happen to you, no?
No, maybe I don't seem very approachable. But
get away from those street corners, Nathan.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, maybe it's because I live in the west of Ireland and like it's not even rural. It's a pretty urban sort of town. But like even sometimes if I just don't like want to, in case I'm wrong, I'll just put on like a fake voice and just pretend I'm not from there, even though I'm wearing like my name tag and my work uniform.
What accent do you do?
What?
give us a demonstration
like
right
impression.
now. So,
it's just an impression.
All right.
I've just come up to you asking for directions.
Go on, okay.
How are you gonna pretend that you're not from Ireland?
Well, I just go with so there's this lad who I sometimes go to the pub to watch the football with, and his dad is from Liverpool. And his dad is like this really thick Scouse accent. He's from Toxteth, which is like the toughest of the tough accents. So I'll just go with oh, very sorry, I don't know where that is. I'm not from here.
I thought you were gonna go with like a foreign accent. You're just going with you just buried Liverpool on the podcast by going.
Was that your Scouse accent?
No, that's an impression of one of the lads. That's not my Scouse accent. No.
You're not gonna go for the Carragher.
Sadio Mane is the best player in the world. That's all I know. I don't know where we're going.
Oh, geez, that's actually really good.
Yeah, no. To be fair, the only way I can do a Liverpool accent is if I do the James Redmond doing Sadio Mane is the best player in the world.
Sorry, do you know the way to this hotel? I'll just stop you there.
I don't do if buts or maybes. I do absolutes.
Yeah. We'll get back to football in a second.
As a listener, this is my favorite part of the podcast, by the way, so keep
going. Bumping into someone that you're not really friends with, maybe it's like a distant relative or a family friend, and being forced to make small talk, right? That bit's bad. That bit I don't enjoy. And then, eventually the conversation ends. But usually if you're in like a shop or something, you bump into them again. And it's one of those, they're like, oh, did you get the eggs? I'm like, oh, yeah. And then they laugh as if it's Frankie Boyle at the Apollo. It's, just leave me alone. I just want to get my milk. Can you stop standing in the way of the milk?
I agree with this. Like, it's like school where you're like, you meet, like nowadays, because we're in college, like you meet someone from school or whatever that you kind of, you've moved on. Like for example, our like big kind of, and like, there's a thing called the Devs, which is kind of like a graduation thing. Dara's had it. Yeah, like a prom basically, and it's been postponed, but they're planning on having it later on. And I'm just like, I think that like it would be great if it happened just after where it's meant to be. But I think now I've moved on.
Horrible.
Moved on. I've moved on in my life. I have things that I'm doing, and I kind of don't want. It's kind of weird to like go up to someone who's like, you haven't seen in like 9 months and pretend to kind of like make small talk with them. So I 100% agree with Dara, because I'd rather have my money back as opposed to have like 100 awkward interactions until I get drunk enough.
Have you paid for that? Have you paid for your Debs?
I haven't got my money back yet because it's one of them things. Like as ticket holders, you all know the policy. It's postponed, not cancelled, so we can't give you a refund.
Yeah.
So yes,
the Ticketmaster approach.
Yeah, so we can. But yeah, awkward interactions is 100% one, and there's always someone who like shows up at a family event who hasn't been there in ages, and you've nothing, you've no conversation starter. I always pride myself on a conversation starter, but when you don't have one, it's so awkward.
Nathan just eyes them up across the room and says, "Do you want something?"
When you're leaving somewhere at the same time as someone, you're like, "Oh, like you're leaving work." It's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow," and then you both start walking in the same direction.
Oh my god,
awful. That's awful.
I've had that where I've been like by and I've seen them at the bus stop, and I'm just like, I nod my head. I'm like, "We've had our conversation.
Yeah, we're done."
it's peaked. It's peaked, and then it's ended. We can't start it up again. It's like a terrible film. You can't have the crescendo twice. It's not happening.
I like that. It's insane.
What's next?
The final one I'm going to go with is, so this is usually at a bit of a formal event. Luckily for me with COVID, I haven't had to go through this in nearly 2 years. But when you're at a sort of formal event and it's sort of like friends of friends, you're sort of mingling. And when you're like first being introduced to someone, do you go for a handshake? Do you hug? I've never been a fan of the hug and then like the kiss on the cheek. That's always been so weird for me.
Wait. So it's someone you don't. How
like,
well do you? How well do you?
I don't know. Like say like a cousin's birthday or something, and like there's like the family that you barely ever see. Surely there's that side of the family that you're just not that friendly with.
Oh no! I'm actually quite lucky that I'm quite close with both sides of my family. So I'm going to step it. I'm very
Never mind.
I know what you mean though. Like you get introduced to someone, and they're like, "Oh, this is Nathan." Then that person you're being introduced to like goes for a hug, and you're like, "Wait a second, I don't know you."
Nathan, back off.
It is like that where you're like on a night out and you meet someone that you haven't seen in a long time. With like lads, it's usually just a handshake or like. Yeah.
It's like the tennis player, the tennis player handshake. It's one of
them,
isn't it?
I know it's usually just like it's usually just like a handshake or like a fist bump or whatever on night out. But like when you meet like
fist bump.
Well, sometimes.
What's up, dude?
but like but like when you meet like a friend like a female friend that you haven't seen in a long time.
Oh, hello.
Here we go.
Strictly someone that you like that you knew as in like someone who you were part of a sports club or like scouts.
They're keeping their head down, trying to walk the other way. Rian's noticed them. Rian's not letting her go.
No, but it's like people notice you and they're like, "Hi, how are you?" And you're like, "Do I go for a hug here or do I just say hi?" And it's kind of like awkward. So I completely understand what Dara's talking about there.
One of them sort of ones, yeah. That was sort of the last one I went for. Then another one is just, it's not even awkward. This is just something I actually hate and should be banned. When you're sharing something, it could be like Doritos or it could be like those like big like party boxes of food you sometimes get from like certain takeaways.
Yeah.
When you have to share, like say with Doritos, the dip for Doritos, or with I don't know, like ketchup maybe. I don't know, curry stuff
just
like that.
A condiment.
Yes. First of all, having to share that with another person that you're dipping into is horrible. But when they bite they eat like half of it. They don't eat the full like chip in one. They eat half of it and they double dip it back in the thing.
You could have just said double dip and I would have stopped you there. If it's double dipping, then yes. Yeah.
I think just sharing dip in general is just a no
dip.
Well,
you'll never share a dip. Well, categorically saying right now.
Well, Nathan's in a relationship. So if you guys were in a restaurant and you both bought a main course.
I bought a packet of Doritos, yeah.
Yeah, a packet of Doritos.
I think that's slightly different. I'm going more for like a friend.
Oh, okay. But
still go for it's movie night round Dara's. They're watching Liverpool's great.
Get out of my house. Get out of my house. COVID regulations. Nathan, how did you get here? The planes aren't flying.
But to be fair, I completely understand what he's talking about, but it's kind of like that Joey and Friends thing, isn't it? I don't know if he's watched Friends much, but it's that Joey and Friends thing where he's like, I don't share. He's like, I don't share my food, and then he kind of picks at the food, but it depends on what it is.
If someone was to eat half a Dorito and then put the Dorito back in the dip, having that for a second. That's
double dipping is a party foul.
Yeah, it is a party foul. Plus, I kind of pride myself on I'll have my own food. I won't like the portion size to share isn't enough. I bought this for me. I'm very hungry. Do not touch my food. So there is no shares down here. I'm exactly like Joey, so I completely understand. I completely agree with Dara.
Yeah, well, I was only going to read one of them out, but I'm kind of happy we went through the lot of them. That was. I'll try and think of more next week. Also, I'm not leaving the house as much, so it's hard to come up with new ones.
So sorting out moral dilemmas with Dara Gibbons.
Yeah. You're like our agony aunt. But guys, since you're both Liverpool fans, I can do this safely and you guys can work together on this. It's time to play Who's Missing from the Liverpool lineup.
Oh yay, let's go.
I'm still working on a title. If you've got one,
You've put very little thought into the title, but it's the format that I'm a fan of, Nathan.
I think it's becoming less wordy, the title. I don't remember what I said last week, but I feel
It
like
dragged.
it was more verbose. And so I'm going to take you guys back to the 30th of March, 2008.
Okay. Usually mean they are working against each other, so this is going to be good.
I was at a game all that time.
Liverpool v Everton at Anfield. Liverpool lined up like this. Well, I think like this. We have struggled recently because the historical formatting does kind of break the lineup. But I'm thinking it's 4-3-3.
Curse you, BBC.
Yeah, I love looking at the old BBC.
So Pepe Reina in goal. I think we can be secure that they've got that right. And they've got it down as Carragher, Blank, Skirtle, and Risa. Lucas, Gerrard, and Blank. And then Blank, Torres, and Dirk Kuyt.
Oh, I was hoping you didn't say Dirk Kuyt there. Okay. We'll go for the left back first. The right back.
So it's between two, Rian. I'm almost certain. It's Arbeloa or it's Finnan.
I would have thought Fabio Aurelio was the next season, was it?
He was left back.
Oh, he was left back, sorry. Finnan or Arbeloa, yeah. If I remember correctly, Arbeloa did play a lot that season.
Yeah, that was Finnan's last season. And I feel like Arbeloa was being phased more into it by Rafa.
Yeah, because he played a prominent role in 08-09. He was quite... Yeah, I think... if we're
happy to go there, Arbeloa.
Yeah, I'm happy to go to Arbeloa. So.
You're absolutely wrong.
Damn it. Shit.
I mean, Rian, what are you doing leading me down this?
You've not even named the player.
Oh wait. Is it? Let me go for a left field one. Is it Insua?
No, it's too early for Insua.
Nope.
No.
I will say Finnan was on the bench, but he never came on.
Wait a second.
Right.
And sorry, this is the problem I have with this sometimes. Is it definitely a right back?
I have no idea.
Oh.
The lineup is all skewed.
Oh, but then you see,
Carragher
could have been playing a right back. Sometimes Sammy Hoopy would play at centre back with Skirtle, and Carragher would play at right back.
Go for it.
Who'd I even say? Sammy Hoopy, or Daniel Agger could be it as well. Oh, it's a tough one. Will we go with 7-08? I'd say Hoopia over Agger in 2008.
Yeah. You're going to go for it?
Yeah.
Why not?
Lock it in.
You are correct.
Grand. All right.
He was playing at right back, so.
Right. Midfield.
They've got it down as Carragher at right back.
Yeah, that could be right, to be fair.
Yeah.
The midfield again was, did you say Gerrard, Lucas, and Blank?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. I have my ideas for a left winger.
Yeah. So for midfield, I put down Alonso, Mascherano, Benayoun.
I had Benayoun left wing.
I think it could be Ryan Babel at left wing, but it could be Benayoun as well.
They kind of alternated in that season.
I'm trying to think Mascherano. That was Mascherano's first full season. And do you know what? He scored. I was at a game in like the middle of March 2008, and Mascherano scored. But Alonso also played in that game. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that Alonso fact you had about Luton, I told that to a Luton Town fan who has a Luton Town season ticket, and he didn't know that Luton was in 2 postcodes. So fair play for that fact. That is one of the best football facts.
I hope that's right.
He actually fact checked it, and he is a Luton super fan.
Yeah,
and he knew it.
Road, yeah.
But anyway, I don't think did Rafa play Lucas and Mascherano on the same team?
I don't think he would. I don't think he would have started Lucas in the derby either.
Oh, Alonso has to be. Alonso was a mainstay in that team. I have to.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. But for Nathan to leave out Xabi Alonso, it seems very obvious.
I think he's done.
We'll go Alonso, and we'll be wrong.
You are correct.
Oh, smash it, Rian. Get in, buddy.
Double bluff. Sometimes you got to pick. Like I've already got you once by put blank in the same person.
All right, left wing, it's either Babel or Benayoun, I think we're agreed on. Unless Andre Varnon somehow manifests his way onto the left wing.
Let me just, is there anyone else I'm even forgetting about? I'm thinking Crouch was still knocking about by then, but I don't think he would have been starting if Torres and Kaut were.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Babel was a left winger by trade, whereas Ben Ayoun was more of a number 10.
But Ben Ayoun was very popular with Benitez.
Yeah, he's the only man to score a hat-trick in the Premier League, FA Cup, Carling Cup, and Champions League.
Champions League was against Besiktas, I remember that vividly.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I don't think he'd start Ryan Babel. I don't think Babel started the games. So I'm happy to go Ben Ayoun.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Unfortunately, Dara and Rian, again, you're wrong. It was Ryan Babel.
Oh, brilliant.
Ben Ayoun came on in the 82nd minute. Crouch came on in the 90th. And Jermaine Pennant came in the 89th.
Pennant.
In a 1-0 win, Torres in the 7th minute.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember Pennant for now, sadly, is his appearance on Jeremy Kyle.
For those that are curious, here's the Everton lineup. It was Howard, Hibbert, Yobo, Jagielka, Lescott, Arteta, Neville, Carsley, and Pienaar, Osman, and Yakubu.
That was a nice team.
That was I was just about to say that's the most likable Everton I've ever sounded. Stephen Pienaar was a guilty pleasure footballer, as was Yakubu. I think there was a photo recently of someone just showed up to someone delivered the post to Yakubu's door and they just got a photo with him.
I saw that.
Wasn't it titled Yakubu? And he was like, there's no way there's no way Yakubu was getting Yakubu written on his post.
There's got to be other Yakubus in existence.
Do you know what, Nathan? Speaking of quizzes, I've got another quiz for you.
Oh,
well, and Rian, I guess. I'd say you should work together. So it's a true or false, and it's based on those. I always forgot that blank played for blank. It's one of them sort of quizzes. Nathan, I know you're a huge fan of them.
Blankety blank.
I'm a big fan of this. Let's do this.
Right. Let's go, Nathan.
So the first one is 10. So I'll try and go through them quickly enough. So I just want true or false. The first one. Gianluca Vialli managed Watford.
Oh god, they've had so many managers.
Oh man, they've had so many Italian managers as well. This is not an then as well.
He is obscure enough to have managed Watford because they do pull him out of nowhere.
It would have been around 2007, 6. I don't think it would have been. Listen, if it's after 2008, Nathan, I don't think. Like, if his managerial career started after 2008, it would.
I don't think he had much of a managerial career.
I think it's false.
Player manager at Chelsea.
Yeah, he was there at Chelsea for a bit, but
I'd be leaning towards false, personally.
Oh, see, I was going to say true.
Ooh.
All right, let's split the difference. Let's be enemies for a second.
Yeah, go on then.
All right, I'm going true.
Listen, the official answer for team Nathan is the host, so true.
Well, you're correct to go with Nathan. It is true. He went to Watford after he left Chelsea, and then he never managed again after that.
See, Nathan, host's advantage. That's what we're going to go with first.
Privileges.
It works.
The next one for you. Maurizio Pochettino managed Sadio Mane.
Oh, did he manage him at Southampton?
Or did he leave in the mass exit? And then did Mane come in as a Koeman signing, or was he a Poch signing?
Okay, so Mane joined in 2016, correct?
Oh, Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah, he joined Liverpool in 2016.
I thought you meant Southampton.
No, I thought you meant Southampton. I was really confused.
No.
Wait a minute.
He joined Liverpool in 2016.
Yeah.
Pochettino was before that, so They joined the league in 2012. So around 2013-14.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards. Does it add up? Oh God.
So they had Adams or whatever his name was. What was his name? Was it Adams the manager when they signed in the Premier League?
Oh, Nigel Adkins. Yeah.
Adkins, then Koeman, then
Tony Adams.
Portsmouth legend.
How long was he at Spurs?
Who's this? Poch? Oh,
Yeah,
well, obviously. I don't know.
kind of-
I don't know why I said who.
Yeah, I think with everything that's happened, time's kind of become a flat circle. He could have been there for a year. You could have been there for 20 years, and I would probably believe you. I'm gonna use Dara psychology. I reckon it's a trick because Mane left when Poch joined.
Yeah, because I think
Mane left when.
No, sorry. No, that doesn't add up, does it?
No, I think
No, Poch left. Sorry, I mean Poch left when Mane joined.
Oh, okay, right. Is that what you're going for?
That's what
I'm happy to go with that. It's just all blending into one, to be honest.
Ye are correct again. It was false. Poch left at the end of 13-14, and Mane was a Koeman signing in the summer of 2014.
Wow, so the three managers were all very close together.
You did very good, very good. The next one, Graham Souness managed Benfica.
I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that before as well.
I think he did. I think it was some sort of trouble. I think there was some controversy with it, or there was some sort
You're
of.
thinking of Galatasaray, just the instance of Galatasaray.
Yeah,
he did have a really
diverse.
From memory, he does have a really weird managerial.
I think he was player manager at Rangers, and then he went on to become manager of Liverpool, Southampton.
Well, I guess it makes sense because he was at
Blackburn as well.
He played at Sampdoria, didn't he?
Yeah, he did actually.
So.
Different.
I know Benfica and Sampdoria are quite far apart. I don't know if it's like Sampdoria linked with Benfica, like a town or something.
The thing is with the thing is with Dara Gibbons quizzes, you're like, where would he pluck Benfica from? But then you remember he's Dara Gibbons, and you're like,
maybe he played that kind of Graham Souness. Or either Dara looked at who's playing tonight and went, Arsenal playing Benfica. That would do.
Because I pay so much attention to Arsenal's fixtures.
I'm going to go. I'm tempted to go true. It seems weird enough because I know Graham Souness did manage weird, like at left field clubs like that.
I think he had some sort of weird 7-month spell at Benfica. So I'm going to go true though.
So you lads are going for true.
Yeah.
You would be correct. He was manager. I had absolutely no idea this was a thing until I looked into it. He was manager of Torino and Benfica, which...
Torino?
I had no idea. 97 he was at Torino after he left Southampton.
Gran Torino.
You know, if Watford... if Watford got a hold of your Google search, they would make you manager tomorrow.
It probably would.
Genuinely, like...
You get a good pick. That's probably got to be good because you've only got to do like 6 games.
And you'd be on Ben Foster's YouTube channel, which is very, very simple.
Oh, that's
You'd actually also be in Watford's top 10 longest serving managers.
Off topic, but I am really enjoying Ben Foster's YouTube content. I really
is great.
I do enjoy that as well. They did a video on the concussion test that they have to do, which I found very interesting. Actually, maybe we could talk about that one of the weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe email.
So busy doing quizzes.
Anyway.
Was Graham Souness at Torino? Come on, Ben. Your next one. James Milner played for Swindon Town.
Oh my god, I think was this one of his loan spells from Newcastle? From Newcastle.
Not from
Newcastle. Sorry, not from Newcastle, from Leeds. Was this one of his
Leeds, yeah.
I think this I vividly remember watching a quiz where I think it might have been Spencer FC. I think this is a weird deep cut, but where they like know your club, and it was like they were doing like guessing a player based on their Wikipedia page. And I have a feeling he went on loan from Swindon to Leeds.
That's actually a very good idea for something we might do next week, Nathan.
Went on loan from Swindon to Leeds.
Sorry. He went. Sorry for Jesus. The alcohol's kicking in. He went on
Leeds to Swindon. Yeah.
I think his first loan spell was.
I'm willing to. To be honest, I've got no idea. So I'm gonna back Rian.
Listen, I might be wrong, but that's just one of those good instinct things. I'm gonna go for you.
He's drinking, so I trust him.
Yeah.
Rian, you're correct. Well done.
Yes.
He went on loan from Leeds to Swindon, then he joined Newcastle, and then he went on loan to Aston Villa, and then he moved permanently to Aston Villa, and then obviously City, Liverpool.
Before the next one, just to interrupt, Bruno has just scored, but VAR is checking it. It's been the entire time we were talking about that, they were checking it, and it's just been given. It is 2-0 to United.
That is lovely. Since we're both in the same boat now, do you just feel a little bit guilty about having away goals when there's just no fans whatsoever?
Or when it's not even in the same country.
Do I feel guilty about getting 2 away goals whilst we play Real Sociedad in Italy? No, not at all. Not anymore. I would have done if you asked me before the match.
Yeah, I think even without fans, it's pretty pointless having away goals. But then when you're not even playing in the country,
I hate away goals.
point.
I think it's even like I know it's benefited us against PSG not long ago. Well, say not long ago, about 2 years ago now. But
objectively speaking.
But yeah, I don't like it as a rule. I think it's stupid. Like, just if you're drawing, just go to penalties. Like, I also don't like extra time, because there's so much football. It seems a little bit.
You know, the thing is,
cruel to make them play another half hour.
Everyone loves a penalty shootout.
Yeah,
it's fun for the whole family. You know
and kids watching as well. Like, I mean, it's a small. I mean, they won't care about kids watching. But imagine you're like on a school night and you have to watch another 30 minutes of football and you go to bed at like 11 o'clock. It's kind of. I'd say there's a lot of drop off during the extra time.
I think the other thing in extra time as well is when you see like the FA Cup and it'll be, let's take Swindon playing Man United, and Swindon have done crazy well. It's 1-1, and then there's another 30 minutes. So
the amount
of times the Premier League side then get a goal and then another goal because the League 1 or 2 side are absolutely knackered and done for and don't have the quality to bring on.
Yeah.
And we've just brought on Cavani and Matic or something.
You're lucky it's Swindon Town and not MK Dons, because that wouldn't end well, would it, Mr. Louis van Gaal? I'd get that in. Louis van Gaal's army. So the next one for you guys is Harry Redknapp managed an international team.
This does not ring a bell at all.
No, he didn't do a Roy Hodgson, did he?
Did he do a cash grab?
He did. Rian, he did a cash grab. He managed some like Arabian team sometime. I'm really sorry if they're not Arabian.
He did.
He did. He managed like.
He was manager of Northern Ireland.
Yeah. It was Iceland. No, he managed some like it was Dubai or one of those ones, but I think he was only there for like 2 seconds.
Went over, promoted his jam roly polies, and left.
Went over,
ran over.
Got Cranchar a passport.
Got Cranchar a passport. Oh, terrific player him.
Terrific. Nico Cranchar was a beautiful footballer, and I agree with Harry.
Peter Crouch said it's the best finisher he's ever seen.
Which is weird for a midfielder.
But yeah, he played with Fernando Torres.
All our goals are scored by a midfielder. Thank you very much.
No point.
I'm gonna trust Nathan and say that Harry Redknapp went for the Saudi gold or Dubai gold or whatever you want to call it.
That's correct. I've kind of outed myself there. I thought I nearly had you for a second until I actually
when you
gave
said
it
cash grab, I suddenly had a spark of memory of him managing like I can't remember the country.
The thing is,
really weird one.
The thing is, 10 years ago, cash grab would have like been, and now it's just like, well, we have about 10 countries that players go to when they're washed up, not just the MLS. We have India. We have we have Robbie Keane being player manager in India, which is a weird one as well.
Yeah, that is a strange one, isn't it?
What country was it?
So in between his stints at QPR and Birmingham City, we all remember how well that went. He was manager of everyone's favorite reality TV star, Jordan.
Oh wait, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was when Dara. If Dara hadn't said cash grab, easy for me to say. I don't think I would have got it.
Crash grab.
Crash grab.
This is the Alonso podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rian, I was thinking, and I was like, no, I'll leave it. I'll be the bigger man, and Rian just drops it.
My apologies.
Or the Mikel Antonio one. Okay, your next one is Paolo Di Canio played in England after leaving West Ham United.
Played in England?
Yeah.
Did he play for Sheffield Wednesday?
That was before.
Oh, remember, he was at Charlton for a bit.
Well, listen, Nathan is... Don't want to... I'm not of this era. I don't know if you are, but... don't want to age.
He was after he left West Ham, I'm pretty sure. He either went to Lazio and then Charlton, or he went to Charlton and then Lazio.
So you're going for true that Paolo Di Canio played in England after leaving West Ham United?
Unless you're about to tell me Charlton's in Wales, then I'm pretty certain.
Yeah,
Brexit.
well, I'm
Brexit
very
means
bad at
Brexit.
geography. You're correct, Nate. Yes, he joined Charlton Athletic the season after, leading West Ham into the Championship.
God, we didn't get screwed by the Nathan Greenaway. Sorry, by the Darragh Gibbons Brexit rule. That's good.
I'm getting that trademarked.
Charlton famously became its own country. It's still in Europe.
Well, that was a great sitcom. I enjoyed that one. You guys are smashed it so far. You got 6 for 6. You got 4 more to go. The next one, Alan Hutton played in La Liga.
This sounds like something that he would go. Something like he would go to the team after Spurs.
Do you remember, Nathan? Who's the Rangers goalkeeper again? That played it for like
Alan McGregor.
I think it's McGregor, yeah. And he played for some really random team that I had never heard of.
Yeah, did he go on loan somewhere weird?
I need to. Yeah.
Sorry, what was. Okay, so Alan Hutton.
Alan Hutton, former Tottenham right back.
So if not.
I can't, like. Surely not.
Did he do a Julian Faubert and play in La Liga?
The last night, through ball from Fred, guys. Rashford is 1-on-1 with the goalie. It's 3-0.
Lovely, right? Well done.
Back to the serious business, Nathan.
Back to the serious business.
Stop just pulling us away for no reason.
To talk about Fred for a second.
Right, Nathan.
If I could just talk about Fred.
So
it was really funny when I made my. I was watching a United game, and my girlfriend came in the room, and she was like, "Oh, you have a player called Fred?" And I was like, "Yeah, he's Brazilian." And she just looked at me like, "You made that up."
Do you want to know his full name? We'll be here for a while.
Yeah,
it is confirmation a lot of times. That's all I'll say.
Okay, Nathan. What I'm going to say is, last time I remember Alan Hutton playing for Spurs was the last day of the season in 2008 when he played against Liverpool, which is a weird, obscure.
Yeah, you've got that.
That's the last time you looked at Alan Hutton.
No, for Spurs, and then he went to Rangers, which is quite recent. So there's a big window where he could have played for this team.
Well, I stop you there, Rian, for a second. He played for Rangers from 2002 to 2008. And obviously, wasn't he at Aston Villa for like 10 years?
Yeah, he was at Villa forever.
Villa for ages.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I remember him going to Forest and to, I want to say, Bolton.
I used to always... No, you're thinking of Philip Senderos, aren't you? I confuse those two as well, because they're both just bald right backs.
Well, I'm thinking of Philip Senderos.
Yeah, because I don't think
conflict here. Ooh.
I don't think Alan Hutton played for Bolton. Did he?
Lads, I can't say. Did Alan Hutton play in La Liga against Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi?
I think
Are you going for true or false?
I think it sounds mental. It sounds mental enough to be. I don't know if you would you make this up?
If we're going by that old secondary school rule, he's had a lot of falses so far, or whatever he said. So has he had a lot of falses or true? Well, because usually that's
I can't remember. I'm still.
All right, he's had one false. So
I'm still angry at you saying that I confuse bald men.
Listen, there's one thing Nathan knows, Rian. God damn it.
We all do.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna go true.
Right.
Why not?
Right, we'll go with the host rule again.
You have kept up your 100% record.
Oh my god!
Who do you think Alan Hutton played for in La Liga?
Real Sociedad or Malaga?
Ibiza.
He went on loan to Mallorca in 2013. I have no idea. This was one of those that I just googled.
Nathan
had to go in.
Nathan, yeah. he was far too pale to play in Ibiza for that long. Like, Jesus, he'd be burnt to a crisp. The poor lad.
Poor Scots.
Jesus.
Okay, your next one, lads. Marco Silva is the current manager of Sporting Lisbon.
Former Watford manager and
Everton manager.
Marco Silva
and Watford, right?
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure I was right there.
And Hull City, famously.
Yeah,
famously. Yeah. Didn't they beat us when he was a manager? Yeah.
Let's not talk about that one, Rian. I don't know why you brought it up. Umar Nias.
Sure. We signed Robertson off. Mate, we scaled Robertson off that game, I think. So.
you think Marco Silva is the current manager of Sporting Lisbon? It's a very Marco Silva-y kind of job, isn't it?
It is because he's Portuguese.
he
Quite
was
a
at
big.
Porto. He was at Porto beforehand. Wasn't?
Oh,
Well,
I thought
think
he
it
was
Porto.
at Sporto. Sporto.
Sporting.
I could be completely wrong. I've just said that off the top of my head.
I know he was. I know he used to manage Sporting, but would he go back?
Oh, Sporto sounds like the Portuguese, like big,
Sporto.
the Portuguese sports director, like Decathlon in France.
Yeah, that's the thing. Rian's the one that's drinking. I'm sat here with water. I can't fucking speak.
too much fluoride in that H2O.
Yeah, that's it.
I think this is
we've just had a goal chalked off by VAR.
Jesus, all
Good.
happening.
Poor
I
Dan.
think Nathan. I think this is kind of his bait and switch here. I think this might be too obvious to be true.
I like how we're not going into the facts of it at all. We're just going into Dara's psychology.
Yeah, because you have to with him. I've learned with that.
It's worked so far.
All right. I know I'm pretty sure he was at Sporting in the past, so I don't think he's gone back. I'm going to go false.
I'm
Is
gonna go
Rian
false.
going to use the old the host rule? That's,
I mean,
it's worked pretty well so far.
I mean, we agreed here. I'm going to go false as well.
You guys are again correct. You're doing very good. 8 out of 10 so far. Well, 8 out of 8 so far. He hasn't been in. Go on.
I'd like to make it known that I have my phone in front of me and I haven't used it once, just because our cameras aren't on. For those who are listening, so integrity is key in this podcast.
Kurt Angle. Okay. I think it was Kurt Angle. Marco Silva has been out of a job since he got sacked by Everton.
Right.
God, I don't even remember he was at Everton. Jesus.
Yeah, he got sacked after a Merseyside Derby.
Is that when Big Sam then came in?
No, he was.
Oh, got my timeline all wrong.
Koeman came in. Didn't he?
No, it was Koeman until
Oh, Koeman.
midway through 1780. It was Koeman, Big Sam. Then it was Unsworth.
Oof.
And then it was Marco Silva. That's what it was.
Oh,
well,
okay.
Unsworth was the interim. Okay, your next one. Freddie Ljungberg played for Celtic.
That rings a bell.
That does ring a bell.
Or are we thinking Henrik Larsson?
Again, both bald men.
No.
Yeah, what is
they're
it with you and Boardman?
No, I was thinking Scandinavian, but right, okay.
Both Swedish.
Freddie Ljungberg played.
Both Swedish, exactly.
Did he? Roy Keane played for Celtic.
Did Ljungberg play for Celtic?
I can tell you, Freddie Ljungberg played for West Ham, which is one I only remember from Match Attacks.
This is going to be a weird one where like he definitely played for Rangers and you went with Celtic. Just
Where did he retire?
It's a good question.
Oh wait.
No, not when. Where?
Oh where? Oh.
To a cottage somewhere in Sweden.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
He retired at Mumbai City because, of course, he did.
He retired halfway through ordering his IKEA cupboard.
I'm gonna go false.
I'm gonna go false. I think he played for another. I was probably completely wrong, but I think he might have played for Rangers.
I reckon he's a Dundee United boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, lads, ye have finally been shook. Freddie Ljungberg played for Celtic in 2011. He signed from Chicago Fire.
What?
So he went from Arsenal
That's
to West
mad.
Ham to Seattle Sounders to Chicago to Celtic to some team whose name I'm not even going to attempt, and then he went to Mumbai City.
Was he just trying to make? Was he just trying to make the flights as cheap as possible for himself?
He was trying to earn those miles. Yeah.
He was trying to get to Celtic, but he is the complete opposite of Dennis Bergkamp. He hated to travel by car, so he had to go by airplane to all these places.
He was doing that YouTube challenge where you pick the cheapest flight and stuff. Kind of sign for your
I
club.
threw a dart at my world map. As I finally got you on number 9. You were so close to the perfect clean sweep.
The perfect 10.
Your final one. Ian Rush played for Swansea City.
That rings a bell.
That does ring a bell.
Welsh.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If we're going into Dara's psychology side of it.
Well, no, funny thing actually. I'm going to, while you kind of talk a bit, Nathan, you know how I was telling you about that TV show from my childhood I've been listening to in the week?
Yeah.
So it's Renford Rejects. For anyone who doesn't know, it was a Nickelodeon show that aired in the late 90s. Today I was watching an episode with Ian Rush where he was apparently a postgraduate of the secondary school, even though Ian Rush is from Wales and the secondary school is in London. But whatever. So the team have been given the responsibility of making a statue for Ian Rush. They managed to destroy it on the way to the school for the presentation. So they just get the actual Ian Rush to stand in a glass case on stage, and they pass that off as the sculpture of Ian Rush. It's a great episode.
Mad.
That is
insane.
Did they put a lot of Vaseline on him?
No, I don't know. It's a really weird Ian Rush, because I always think of Ian Rush as either like mid-80s, black hair with the tash, or like nowadays where he's just grey hair without the tash. But it's a very like strange looking Ian Rush. Do you know what I mean? Sort of in between what I know him as. Anyways, did Ian Rush play for Swansea City?
Yeah, I have a feeling that in the back of my head I'm thinking early in his career I think he might play for a Welsh team.
I'm gonna disagree with Rian on the last one just to cover our bases. I'm gonna go false, based off of nothing.
So which answer are we taking? You're working as a team.
All right, I'll back Rian then. True.
You're going for true. You think Ian Rush played for Swansea City?
Please tell me I'm right, or I might never be on this podcast again. Probably won't be anyway.
If we have our way, Rian.
Is it going that bad?
No, as in you won't have me back after.
Correct. Okay, so Ian Rush played for Swansea City.
Yes.
It is false.
Oh.
What?
He started his career at Chester, then he went to Liverpool, then Chester City, then he went to Liverpool, and then Juventus, Liverpool. Then he went to Leeds United, then he went to Newcastle, then he went to Sheffield United on loan, which, no idea.
Oh, I'm looking at his thing now. Wrexham and then Sydney Olympic. Jeez.
Yeah, I remember at Newcastle, he scored in an FA Cup game against Everton at Goodison Park, and that's, I think, the only goal he ever scored for Newcastle. That was the Kenny Dalglish, John Barnes era of Newcastle.
He went to Sydney Olympic for 3 games and scored 1 goal. Jesus. Definitely a sightseeing trip.
That's like Stan Collymore last club. I can't remember what it was, but he went abroad somewhere, played like 3 games as well, and then retired.
No, Stan Collymore played for Bradford.
Who's Robbie Fowler with at the moment? There was something on Twitter. He went on a rant at a journalist.
Haven't seen it.
No, I don't.
Dan Collymore played for Real Oviedo. That's a very strange one.
And then he retired.
Yeah, that's very strange.
A random one. But so
that's this week's quiz. You got
did
8
we
out of
pass
10.
the quiz? What is 8 out of 10?
You got 8 out of 8, which I was very impressed with.
Just the last 2.
I got you with a bold man.
Rian just can't keep his bold men straight.
If you title this Rian hates bald people, I swear to God. I don't.
I wasn't, but now I am.
I don't. I mean, I shaved my head a few weeks ago. I'm one of you. I don't hate you.
The final thing I might wrap up with, Nathan, if you don't mind, before I give you this week's trivia question. Sky Sports during the week did a predicted Premier League table of how they think the season might finish based on goals scored, conceded, and points per game so far this season. Lads, I think it's pretty obvious who's going to win the league.
It's Newcastle.
West Ham. Jesse Lingard is going to lift the Premier League. West Ham United.
Yes, lad.
Did you see your man who's the YouTuber? Your man, he does a lot of content for West Ham. Jack May again. He's going to get the if Jesse Lingard signs a contract or scores a few goals, he's going to get the J Links tattoo on his arm.
God,
I look forward to that. How many points do you reckon Sky are predicting? Again, Sky predicting doesn't mean anything. It's just based on if everything was to just stay the exact same. How many points do you think Man City are going to finish with at the end of the season, according to Sky?
The thing is,
they're
on this crazy run, they did start off pretty bad, and I know they can't get 100 points. Like even if they win every game until now to the end of the season.
I think like 90. I remember. I don't know if this is your next question, so sorry if it is, Dara. But I remember Liverpool were on around 63 in the expected. I didn't check Man City.
Oh wow! Spoiler alert.
Around 63. What did you say?
Liverpool had 63 points.
Sorry, around 63. I thought you said round 63. I thought that like some Europa League thing. I don't know what you were talking about.
No, I'm trying to base it off how many points I think Liverpool would finish behind United, and I don't think Liverpool would finish 30 points behind.
I think
you got it right with 63. Actually, to be fair, Liverpool's 63 points.
For City, I'm going to go like 85.
Yeah, that's what I would go. I don't think Liverpool will be 30 points behind them.
According to Sky Sports, Manchester City are going to finish. They're going to do it 2011-2012, and they're going to win the league with 89 points.
89. Oh, wow.
2011-12 was 83, wasn't it?
No, 89. They both finished on 89, and then goal difference won it for City.
Bastards. Bloody Joey Barton.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Joey Barton. What a man. What a man Joey Barton is.
Well, I'll just rattle off some. Well, actually, Nathan, what do you think Man United's situation is going to be? Give me position and points, you reckon?
Ooh. So City are gonna have 89, they reckon.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go United on 70. Just 70, actually. Just 70 and second.
You're nearly bang on. It's second place, 73. So
they need to do our points per game must still be pretty good, even though we've had a bit of a rough patch lately.
Apparently, you're going to finish above Leicester on goal difference.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Pretty good. Yeah, then just to finish off, Leicester City in third with 73. Chelsea making up the top four with 67. Finishing above fifth place to West Ham on goal difference.
Oh my god.
Liverpool sixth.
I can't
shoot.
I can't see. I'm sorry. I don't get the. I know it's a predictor, but I can't see West Ham finishing above Liverpool.
David Moyes.
Last week, Dara sat here and said a club like Liverpool should be easily beating Leicester.
Do you know the thing is, I said it, and I was like,
off.
And then I said, it's exactly how I want it to not sound, but I still firmly believe it.
Yeah, you were like,
so it's your fault we lost Dara.
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
He was smug as anything. Oh, guys, shaved. He's got a weird thing shaved in the side of his head, but Januzaj has just been subbed off.
Oh, it's probably scored.
Highlights have been
Playing for Sunderland.
I was just gonna say he doesn't have any. It's his natural hair color.
That's a good one.
That's the best of the game's been. I've not seen him do anything.
Yeah, that sounds like Adnan.
Who's getting relegated according to this?
Adnan Januzaj and
It only did the top 10, Nathan. I'm going to disappoint you. But Arsenal in 10th, Tottenham in 9th.
Yeah, sounds about right.
The battle for Tottenham, whatever.
And then St. Tottenham's down. And then Everton in 8th and Villa in 7th, making up the top 10.
Everton in 8th surprises me because I feel like, isn't it, if their games in hand, like they go joint with you this weekend if they win.
They go top of the table if they win all the games in hand.
They've actually played 6 games. Guys, Dan James is through on goal. He put it straight at goal.
Useless. Sorry for interrupting here, but I had a question for Dara because he's a Liverpool fan, and Nathan can answer as well. But I saw there's a lot of good YouTube content out there with like the football side of things. Like they have a lot of, like your man James Redmond, as I was saying, does a lot of good YouTube content, and he was saying that he would sell Naby Keita to free up funds to sign Jack Grealish for 60 to 70 million quid. Do you agree with that, Dara and Nathan, as a kind of bias?
Do I agree with that?
The plan is good, but the price is completely wrong.
Yeah, when you say, do I agree with it? Yes, I would do that.
I'd love to sign it for 60 million quid. That's the most... He's just signed a new deal. And they wouldn't sell him for, wouldn't it? They wouldn't sell him for like 75 last summer, and before he even signed this new contract. You're not going to get for 60 million quid.
Yeah, there was a figure thrown around, but would you basically the question is Naby Keita or Jack Grealish?
Who would I prefer?
Yeah,
Jack Grealish because he actually plays.
Yeah. But Naby keeps the fitness coach in a job. To be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
I really hope Naby has a good string of games under his belt because he's and plays well, because when he plays he's vital for us when he does play.
When you say when he plays, when is this?
I have no memory of Naby Keita at Liverpool. We had a joke at the start of the season because Thiago didn't play, and we were like, we're not sure if he's real. I don't know if Naby Keita has he ever done anything.
The goal against Porto, deflected goal.
And the thing is, he wasn't eased into the team like Fabinho or Robertson were. He started day one, West Ham and Anfield. He's been there the whole time, and he had a really good injury record at Leipzig, and it's just I don't know what's happened.
But you remember the last? I don't know who. It might have been you who mentioned it, or it might have been someone else. his last when he signed for Liverpool, his season before he signed for Liverpool wasn't great.
I think it was by like his standards at Leipzig, it was probably like
poor.
not his best season. But the thing is, we signed him a year in advance, so we had a year of like watching him, and everyone was so excited to watch him, and he had the really nice cards on FIFA, so the kids loved him.
It's the same as like as really what happened to Upamecano. Like to put cards on the table. I didn't watch the Liverpool game the other day because I couldn't. I watched Black Panther instead on DVD. But apparently Upamecano just had a bit of a horrid game, and he's not had the best season by all accounts. And I've not watched him play. I don't. This is just from what journalists in the Bundesliga have said. So maybe it's kind of a bit of a Leipzig thing. Like these players know they're going to be leaving, so the mindset is kind of a little bit different. Just as in United watch, Amad Diallo has just come on to make his debut, and
scored a great goal against Liverpool under 23s.
Yeah, and mine and Dara's new favourite person, Juanita Mata, has just come on.
Juan. That brings up another thing as well. Like, how can Bayern Munich cherry pick the second place teams? All of the second place teams place like players
because they always have release clauses. Because a lot of these clubs, like for Leipzig, like Upamecano's leaving in. Like it's not even the transfer window's not even open because they put these release clauses in the contracts. Like Dortmund, I've got the same thing with Haaland. Like apparently next summer, not this summer coming, but the following one, his release clause is 75 million quid.
Jesus.
Like because they just want the cash and a little bit kind of when you get into the Bundesliga, not the way it's set up. Bayern they're too big. They're bigger than the league in a way. When it comes down to the Bundesliga, like they're the asset the Bundesliga have. And there's some quote a while ago from like I think the Dortmund executive or something, just saying they play for second, like just admitting that fully in the public. Like the lack of competition in the league, although it's the gap isn't that wide this season, the lack of competition for Bayern is like just freely spoken about.
With Lewandowski not on his last legs, he's doing still fantastic, great work. But like he is getting to that age where he will, like he's gonna start like not losing it, but he'll be kind of not what he once was. And I think Bayern are probably going to be favourites. I think City might be able to persuade him with money, but I think Bayern might take Haaland once that time comes.
Yeah, like maybe that's what they're doing. But I think there was a thing that Dortmund was saying they're not going to sell to Bayern anymore, but when there's a release clause in there, they don't have a choice. So,
half their team. Do you remember when they signed Götze and Hummels just like that? It was just
there we go. I think we're going to wrap it up there.
Well,
guys.
I finish you off with your home.
Oh, you got your trivia question.
Well, I've got my trivia question, not your. Well, I suppose it is your trivia question.
Very possessive there.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. Okay. This week's trivia question. Obviously, Kylian Mbappe on Tuesday night became the third player to score a hat-trick against Barcelona in the Champions League. So post 1992. Can you name the other two players? So that's your job for this week. Don't want any answers. That's your job for the week. For you two and for the lovely listeners.
I saw this because obviously everyone started posting all the graphics of it.
Yeah.
So I have seen this.
I've seen the two names.
I have seen the two names. I think it was ESPN.
Ruining the fun for everyone.
Yeah, he just posted a big thing about it. So, but obviously I won't give out the names.
Big credit to Nathan for avoiding the United discussion because
we never really talk about. We did a whole week on United once because we realised that we do neglect them a little bit.
Well, West Brom, lol. That's all I'll say.
What a way to end it.
Defensive lapses. That we were we're very much the same as Liverpool at the minute. Our goalkeeper apparently just has forgotten what he's meant to do.
Big shame. What a man.
Yeah. Oh, well. But thank you very much for listening, guys. I'm going to throw to you, Rian, for all of your plugs. Let us know where the people can find you and what else you got going on.
Oh, man. We'll start with the least important one. We have merch. I don't know how. tpublic.com/Hallway Wrestling Podcast. You can find some t-shirts on there. But as far as the podcast goes, the most important thing is we have a lot of interviews coming out at the moment. Tomorrow, I don't know when this is dropping. This is dropping on Saturday or Sunday. So I just released an interview with Joe Hendry. So we discussed like all the songs that fantastic work he did on the Indies and signing with Ring of Honor. We have an interview with Mark Haskins coming out soon, and hopefully a lot more Ring of Honor interviews coming. That's HallwayGraps Pod on Twitter and then on Spotify as well. And obviously, got to give a shout out to Dits. We're all on Dits. All the interviews, all the beautiful interviews are on there. And a lot of big things coming. Can't really say too much, but hopefully there's a big few months coming up for Project Dits. And yeah, that's about it, I think. Listen to our radio show. We're actually doing on Tuesday. So this is coming out before Tuesday. So myself and Dara are doing a Try Not to Laugh. Every Tuesday, but this Tuesday in particular, we're doing a Try Not to Laugh, where every time, sporting edition, so football, boxing, wrestling videos, we're going to do a Try Not to Laugh, and every time we laugh, we have to donate money to Jigsaw, which is a mental health charity for people between the ages of 15 and 25, because it's quite an important time for mental health. So we're going to be doing that. So we go live at 6 p.m. on DCUFM on Twitch. So yeah, that'll be going, and that's probably all I have for today. So go and check them out.
And just as Dan James gets the 4th for United, Dara, where can people find you and what have you got going on?
Not much.
That's sweet.
Yeah, same place as always. Just like Rian said, obviously TCUFM for Talking Point Tuesdays, and Twitter is always the same, Gibbons_Dara. Everyone be glad to hear I did hit 20 followers, and I went up 4 this week. I'm up to 22 followers. So
power of the pod.
Stepping up. Hashtag pass the pod.
Yeah, you just got to start follow trains with like random accounts and you'll be gone.
Yeah, I don't ever use it. I apologize.
Rian, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you. Thanks a million. And I look forward to being on again soon.
Yeah, let's hope so. And guys, say you can find the rest of the Project Dits people over at Project Dits. It's Project DITS. We thank you very much for listening, and we'll be back next week, of course. Bye, guys.
Good luck.
Good luck.